Students, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were doing statistics, right? I hope you're able to see my screen. Right. So we'll just have a quick revision of what we discussed in the previous class, then we'll go to the next topic. Right. So last class, we started with the concept of central tendency. In the central tendency, we were mainly concentrating on the concept of mean and median. So we calculated the mean of data which is discrete, right, where there is a gap between the different values. So we calculated the mean for discrete values, then we calculated the mean for discrete frequency and continuous frequency as well. So apart from all those values, our interest of study was also about a concept called as mean deviation. So what did we mainly speak in mean deviation? We were talking about how much is each value varying from the average value, right? We saw the mean deviation also. So after that, we calculated the mean deviation from ungrouped data, that is for a discrete value, and what is the formula given by? The formula is given by the absolute value of the difference between the individual reading and the mean divided by the total number of readings that you have in your hand. I hope you remember all these formulae, and I gave you a homework also to complete those problems. Right. Then what we did, we calculated the mean deviation about the median also. So we calculate the mean deviation about the mean deviation about the median. So the formula was something similar. Can you guys tell me what was the formula for mean deviation with about mean? X1, X2, so on till Xn. So if you have the data like this, X bar is equal to sigma Xi divided by N, where Y is equal to 1 to N. We write it like this, right? Then if I ask you what is the mean deviation, that is MD about mean, what will your answer be? It is modulus of Xi minus X bar
into
sigma
Fi
is equal to
by
what?
sigma Fi.
See, sigma Fi will come for discrete frequency. I'm talking about here it is discrete data.
Then
Ungrouped data. It is only N. That is sum of all the values. Right. Similarly, when you calculate it for discrete frequency, what will you get? So for discrete frequency, average value is given as sigma Xi into Fi, where I is equal to 1 to N, the whole divided by sigma Fi. Right? I hope you remember this. Then the mean deviation about the mean is given as sigma I is equal to 1 to N Xi minus X bar, the whole divided by sigma Fi. Remember, sigma Fi is written as capital N. If it is only small n, it represents the number of terms. Right? I hope you understood what is the difference between small n and capital N. Capital N is sum of all the frequencies. Small n is number of terms. So where do you use small n? Small n is used for discrete data. Capital N is used for discrete frequency. Right? So these are all the concepts that we discussed. Then we discussed this also. Mean deviation about the median. Sigma I is equal to 1 to N Xi minus M divided by sigma Fi, where I is equal to 1 to. There is a mistake in mean deviation with respect to mean. Can you correct it? I stressed on that point in the last class. Whether you're calculating average with respect to the data or average with respect to the mean deviation, what are you supposed to do? multiply that value with last
F5.
class. Sorry?
With F5,
F5.
sir.
Never forget F5. I told you the reason also. I hope you remember why we are actually multiplying with F5. Okay. So here also you'll have an F5. So this is for a discrete frequency distribution. Okay. So till where did we do? What was the last problem that we did in the previous class?
So we were doing something related to rows and columns.
Rows and column. I think this was the last problem that we did. Find the mean deviation about mean is what we did, right? Yes, this is what I remember. 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. Anyways, we'll do it from here. Guys, are you comfortable if I write on the textbook itself? Is it convenient?
It's fine,
Or
sir.
it's fine, right? Okay. Now see. So here they're asking find the mean deviation about the mean. So what is our data? What are the steps to be followed? For what kind of a table is what we need to look for? So what is the kind of table they have given here? You need to categorize it. Is it discrete data or discrete frequency distribution? See, only if the number is given and frequency is given, that's called as discrete frequency. Okay, I'll tell you what is the difference. Okay. Here, if you observe, the numbers are given and frequency is given. That's what is called as discrete frequency. Whereas, if the range is given and the frequency is given, that is called as continuous frequency. Discrete means separate. Continuous means it's a range. 0 to 10 is a range. 10 to 20 is a range. Right? See, all these things I hope you would have learned last year. What is confusing you? If you let me know the difficulty only, I can explain. Is there anything that is confusing you?
Can we do some more examples on
Yeah, we can do it. That's what we are doing it. Okay. See, mean deviation I'll teach, man, but you're not able to say what kind of data is given. No, that is what I'm concerned about. Are you guys not clear with what is a discrete data, what is discrete frequency? Is it confusing? That's what I'm concerned. Are you clear or not? Because the formula will vary for each case. No, you need to have a different approach. That is important. Did you guys understand why it is called as discrete frequency? Okay, I'll give another name. If you have not heard about discrete data, it's also called as ungrouped data.
So it doesn't come under a certain set, like a range of this thing, right? So
see, I'll ask you only one question. You need to be first clear with this. If I talk about the data, okay, let's say my data is like this: 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What can I say about this data? And I'll give you total number of students. Okay, I'll not even tell you total number. If I ask you to calculate the average for this, what is the first thing that will come to your mind? First thing is, it's what type of a data is what you need to answer. It's a discrete data. That's clear, right? So for discrete data, what will you do? You will add all the numbers. That is 2 plus 5, 7, 11, 14, 16, 17. You will add all the numbers and divide it with the total numbers that you have in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divided by 6. That is going to give you the average. That is how you are going to solve a problem with respect to discrete data. That is, you are going to calculate the mean. I hope this point is clear. If I ask you the mean deviation about mean for this kind of a data, what will you do? It is mean deviation with respect to x bar. So what am I supposed to know? I need to know how much is the average or how much is each individual reading varying with respect to the average. So how much is the average going to come? Okay, I'll change one number so that it will be easy for us. I'll change this as 4. Then it will be not 4. I'll make it 6. So it will be 18 by 6. That is 3. Okay, average is 3. So how much is the first reading varying with respect to mean? By -1. It is -1 less than the actual value. But we are not taking -1 because if you take that sign into consideration and solve, you are going to get the mean deviations, the mean deviation with respect to mean as 0. There is no point in analyzing it. Right? For every problem, it will come out as 0. Then there is nothing like that concept existing at all. So we are taking the modulus of it. -1 plus 6 minus 3 plus 4 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3 plus 2 minus 3 plus 1 minus 3, the whole divided by 6 again. So that will be how much? 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2, the whole divided by 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 divided by 6 will be 4 by 3, 1.33 something. Okay. So 1.33 is the mean deviation with respect to mean. Means on an average, each reading is varying by value of 1.33 with respect to the true value. Are you able to understand this? Right? Guys, if you speak only, I can do something.
Understood, sir.
Understood, right? Okay. So similarly, mean deviation about median means you can calculate it. You'll write the numbers in ascending order. You'll take the middle term. That's going to give you the answer, the median. The only difference is you have to subtract each term from the median. In a similar context, if I come to the next set of problem, that is discrete frequency, here the mean is calculated slightly in a different way. How are we calculating it? So they ask mean deviation about the mean. So mean deviation about mean means, first write down the formula. What is the formula? Sigma I is equal to 1 to n modulus of xi minus x bar multiplied with fi, the whole divided by fi. I hope this point is clear, right? Now, if this formula has to be applied, what are all the required data? I need individual readings. I have it in my hand. I have 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 as my individual readings. I have no problem with it. Second, I need the mean to be applied in the formula. For that, I need to calculate the mean for this problem. Now, how do I calculate it? So mean for this problem is sigma I is equal to 1 to n, xi multiplied with fi divided by sigma fi. So sigma I is equal to 1 to n. What is xi? So 4 plus 40 plus 60 plus 56 plus 80 plus 60, the whole divided by how much? Whole
2
divided
plus
by
8 plus 10 plus 7.
10, 20, 27, 35, 40, no?
Yes, sir.
So wait, 10, 20, 27, 35, yeah, 40. So how much is the value? So why did I write the sigma is equal to? That's not needed. It's just 4 plus 40 plus so on. How much is it? 44 plus 60, 104 plus 56, 160 plus 140, 300. So it is 300 divided by 40. How much is this? 7.5.
Yes, sir.
So the average is 7.5. So what you can do is, to simplify things, write all these data in the vertical column. The first column will be xi, second column will be fi, third column will be fi into xi. Okay, that fi into xi, if you write this 4, 40, 60, 56, 80, 60, everything will come in that column, so that it is easy for you to calculate the sum at the bottom. So sum will come out as 30 and fi will come out as 40. Then what else do I need? I need xi minus x bar into fi, right? Xi minus x bar into fi. So for that, what I will do is I will create another column which is xi minus x bar. So what is xi minus x bar? I'm going to subtract each term, that is 2 from 7.5. I'll get it as 5.5. Since I'm taking the absolute value, actually I'll get minus 5.5. Since I'm taking the absolute value, it will be 5.5. Similarly, 5 minus 7.5, 2.5, 6 minus 7.5, 1.5, 8 minus 7.5, 0.5. Like you write everything and have the data. Here we have not added y. Why didn't we write the sum here? Why didn't we write the sum?
Sir, I didn't understand. What was your question, sir?
I'm saying here I wrote sum. Here they wrote it as 40. Here they wrote it as 300. Here the sum is not written. Here also the sum is not written. So under the column xi, the sum is not written. Under the column xi minus x bar under the modulus is also not written. Why? The answer is very simple. You're creating this table to directly apply it in the formula. Right? I'll tell you what is the difference. The way I did is, I took all the values, I multiplied it directly from here, and I did it here. You're able to understand. I wrote 4 plus 40 plus 60. I showed a separate data. There is a high possibility that you will make a mistake in this. There is a high possibility where you will make a mistake in the way I did, if you miss even a single data. Whereas if you write it in column wise, it is easy for us. Now what is going to happen is, tell me. So once you prepare this table, things are going to get easy for us. Now I am going to recollect the formula for mean. So formula for mean says I need fi into xi in the numerator and the sum of it, and I need the sum of the frequencies in the denominator. That is why I added up all the frequencies. I added up all fi into xi. Are you able to understand why this table is getting created?
Yes, understood, sir.
Now clear. That is why, see, if you look at the mean deviation with respect to mean, we are not adding xi minus x bar. Rather, what are we adding? We are adding xi minus x bar multiplied with frequency. That is why once you write this, you multiply this value with the frequency and create a separate column. If you add all the values here, that is giving you 92. So if according to this problem, if I do 92 divided by 40, the answer that you're getting represents what? The value of 92 divided by 40, you'll get an answer, right? What is the meaning of that answer? The meaning of that answer is nothing but sigma fi into xi minus x bar, the whole divided by sigma fi, where I is equal to 1 to n. Here also I is equal to 1 to n. What does this formula represent, guys? It is the mean deviation with respect to mean. Are you able to understand? To understand this better, what we will do is we will take another problem and solve it. Now let's see. Suppose this problem is there. Find the mean deviation about mean for this data. So the first step that we need to do is xi. Then I need fi. Third column is fi into xi. Fourth column will be modulus of xi minus x bar. Fifth column will be modulus of xi minus x bar multiplied with fi. So what is xi, guys? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Fi is 74635. So what is fi into xi? That will be 35, 40, 90, 60, 75. Okay. So out of the three columns, what sum do I need to calculate the mean? The sum of which two columns do I need to calculate the mean? Sum of which two columns are needed?
Fi and Fixi, sir.
Yes. So sigma Fi xi the whole divided by sigma Fi, where that I is equal to 1 to n is applicable. So add all these values. What am I going to get? 35 plus 40, 75 plus 75, 150. 150 plus 150 is 300. 7 plus 4, 11. 11 plus 6, 17. 17 plus 3, 20, 25. So what are the mean, guys? 300 divided by 25. Are you able to understand how many steps you are able to save?
Yes,
So
sir.
300 by 20, 300 by 25 is going to give you 12. Right? So it is 12. Now, xi minus x bar. So 5 minus 12 is minus 7 within a modulus. That is 7. I will directly write value. 7. 10 minus 12, 2. 15 minus 12, 3. 8. 13. Do I need the sum of this column? So mean deviation about mean formula tells me sigma I is equal to 1 xi minus x bar into fi the whole divided by sigma fi, where I is equal to 1 to n. Right? So if I observe, I don't need the sum of this column also because my formula needs this thing. I need the product of this and fi. So what should I do? It will be 49, 8, 18, 24, 65. How much is this? 49 plus 8 is 77. Sorry, 57. 57 plus 18 is 75. 75 plus 24 is how much? 99. 99 plus 65. 100 plus 65 is 165. It's 164. Right? So 49 plus 8 is 57. 57 plus 18 is 75. 99, 164. So what is the formula? It is 164 divided by 25. Right? So whatever is the answer, that will give you the mean deviation with respect to mean. So you understood how to solve the problem in lesser number of steps. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Okay. The same thing we are supposed to do with median also. Shall I move on to the next problem?
Yes, sir.
Now see. If suppose for the same discrete frequency distribution, okay, same discrete frequency distribution, mean deviation about median is asked. Okay. Then here we need to think logically. To calculate the median for a frequency distribution table, we need something called as cumulative frequency. Right? So we will be creating an extra data. Xi, Fi is given. These two things you will not disturb. You will add another row, which is called as cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency will start with 3. So 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 4, 18. 18 plus 5, 23. 23 plus 4, 27. 27 plus 4 is 30. The last number 30 should exactly be equal to sum of all the frequencies. Right? So you guys recollected from last year's concept. Why do we calculate cumulative frequency in the case of median? Right. So why do we calculate the cumulative frequency in the case of median? So that you know the total frequency 30 divided by 2 is going to give you 15. So since you don't have 15 here, how will you calculate the median for this case? So median is the mean of the 15th and the 16th observations. So both of these lie in which cumulative frequency? They lie in the cumulative frequency 18, right? 15 and 16, they are less than 18, for which the corresponding observation is how much? 13. So 13 is going to give us the median. Once you find median, its things are simple again. So what is the formula for mean deviation about median? Sigma I is equal to 1 to n fi into modulus of xi minus m the whole divided by sigma fi. So mean deviation is, median is 13. Subtract individual reading from 13. So 3 minus 13, 10. 6 minus 13, 7. 9 minus 13, 4. 12 minus 13, 1. 13 minus 13, 0. 15 minus 13, 2. 21 minus 13, 8. 22 minus 13 is 9. Okay. So again, multiply these two values, you will get the answer. Is that clear, guys?
So I have a doubt.
Tell me.
So for n, we added it and then divided by 2, like how we find normally the median.
Normal median, yes. Because you found the, so you totally have these many data, 30 readings are in your hand. Out of 30 reading, you will assume that the middle term will be the median, right? Median means middle term. That is why you divide it with 2. So when you divide it with 2, you got 15. So you have to see the number, the cumulative frequency, where it is close to 15. So since you don't have, if 15 was there, then the data corresponding to that would have been the answer. But since in here you don't have 15, it is going to be the mean of the 15th and the 16th observation. Okay. So you don't have 15. So the mean of that is going to lie in the cumulative frequency of 18. That is why we chose the number corresponding to 18, that is 30.
I didn't
Anyways,
understand how the mean of the 15th and 16th observation lie in the cumulative frequency of 18 is given the
you have to
standard
look at the
time.
number greater than that. That's what you would have done last year also. You have to look at the number greater than that.
We are having 15, so we are going to take a number greater than
1
15,
minute. Like, tell
closest
me how
number.
many data are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even number of data, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
even number of data means what will you do?
n plus 1 term by 2.
So you'll take the average of those two. No? That is why you took it. Okay, had it been odd number of terms, then directly you look at the number 15. Okay, I'll do a problem and show you so that you will understand.
Yes, sir.
Uh, 1 minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I will do both the problems. Okay. Find the mean deviation about the median. I'll prepare a table. You tell me what are all the required data to calculate them. See, I'm not doing according like how they did in the textbook. I'm just using the logic. I need the data related to xi. I need xi fi. Then I need something called cumulative frequency. Then what do I need? I need xi minus m. Then I need xi minus m multiplied with frequency. Right? That's what the meaning. That's what is needed. So sigma xi minus m into fi the whole divided by sigma fi where I is equal to 1 to n. Right? This is what is the mean deviation about median. Logically, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now let me write down the data. 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 15. Frequency 8, 6, 2, 2, 2, 6. Cumulative frequency, tell me. Just a minute, guys. So what is the cumulative frequency? 8, 14, 16, 18, 20, 26. I hope this is clear.
Yes,
If
sir.
I add everything, here also I'll get 26. So I'm erasing the formula. Now tell me, how do I calculate the median? So for median, n by 2 is what? 13. Right? So I don't have 13 here. So median will be which observation? Median will be average of 13th and
14.
14th observation. Why am I taking the average here?
There are 6 terms.
There are even number of terms, right? So 13th and 14th observation. So 13th observation is what? So 13th observation I don't have. So I have to look for a number which is greater than 13. So what is the
14,
number
sir.
correspond? So 14. So 7 plus 14th observation is also 7. Correct?
Yes,
If
sir.
at all you didn't have that 14, no, you should have looked at the next number. You should have looked at 16. 7 plus 7 divided by 2. That is 7. Now you are clear?
I have 2 doubts, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
So, for example, it was given average of 13th and 12th terms, sir, then we would have taken 14, right?
For example, yes. Let's say the average is coming out as 12th and this number is coming out as 12. That is n by 2 is coming out as 12. Right? At that point, you would have taken the observation of 12th and 13th average. So 12th and 13th, both average will lie in 14. That is 7 only. Again, the answer would have been 7 only.
And so one more doubt. Now, for example, we get n by 2 equal to 14, sir. Then we'll
Okay.
have 14 and 15th observation. And that
14
time,
plus 15. It will be 7 plus
we'll
9
take
by
7 plus 9. Okay, so understood.
Okay, because 15 is not there. So what is the number greater than 15? It is 16. So we will take those two.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now, so median is 7. Now you know the formula. So subtract each number from 7. 2, 0, then 2, 3, 5, 8. So multiply that with frequency 10, 0, 18, 30, 60, 120. Add everything and tell me. So 10 plus 18, 28, 28 plus 30, 48, 48 plus 60, 108, 108 plus 120, 228. Right? So what will be the mean deviation with respect to median? 228 divided by 26. That's the answer.
So can we leave the answer in a fraction or should we convert it into decimal?
It's
sir?
better you convert it to
Okay, sir.
convert it to okay. So xi minus m, that is 2. I'm extremely sorry, guys. There is a mistake in what I did. What is it? It's a very big number. It's simple. You can observe it. I made a mistake. I multiplied 2 with 5. When I did it fast, I made a mistake. What should I should have multiplied with frequency.
8.
So 2 should be multiplied with 8. 16, 0, then 4, 6, 10, 48. How much is the total? 16 plus 4, 20, 20 plus 6, 26, 26, 36, 36 plus 48. 84. So answer should have been 84 divided by 26. So what you're supposed to do is write the formula and write 84 by 26. That's the answer. Hope it makes sense. Right. Shall I move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next one contains odd number of terms. Again, I'll prepare table xi, fi, mean deviation about median. So I need cumulative frequency. Then xi minus m and xi minus m into fi. So xi is 15, 21, 27, 27, 30, 35. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct? So what is cumulative frequency? 3, 8, 14, 21, 29. So if I add everything, I'm going to get 29 here. So how do I calculate the median, guys? To calculate the median, what is n by 2? 29 by 2. How much is it coming out as? So since n is odd, 1 minute. Since this is coming out as odd, what will be the median? Okay, you cannot say 14.5th observation, no? So to make it as an even number, that odd number should be multiplied with 1 and divided with 2. So 29 plus 1 by 2th observation is going to be 15th observation. So what will be your answer, guys?
Be 30, sir.
How much is it?
It should be 30, sir.
Why?
Because
you don't have
after 15 is in there, so we take the next greatest number.
next term. So it is 21. So median is 30. So 30 means how much is the each term going to vary from 30? This is varying by 15. 9, 3, 0, 5. Right. So I need 15 into 5, that is 45, 45, 18, 0, 40. How much is the total, guys? 90, 90 plus 18, 108, 108 plus 40, 148. So mean deviation about median will be 148 divided by 29. That will give you the answer. Right? It will be close to 150 by 30 minutes, close to 5. So now you're confident with handling the mean deviation with respect to mean and median for discrete frequency. We have not yet discussed continuous frequency. Discrete frequency, I hope it is clear. Assuming things are clear, now I'm moving on to the continuous frequency distribution. Okay. So what do you mean by continuous frequency? Each data will have a range of values and it will have a corresponding frequency. Right? This is mainly used when you have a very huge data in your hand. So for this, if I have to calculate the mean deviation about mean, the first thing is I need to calculate the mean first. So how do I calculate the mean for this? So how do I calculate the mean for this? When you have this kind of a data in your hand, right, marks obtained, what will the corresponding data for it be? So 10 to 20 means what will be the value of xi? Do you guys remember or not? All these things you have learned last year. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll take this problem itself and I'll explain. So for continuous frequency distribution, Now see, I'll create the same column. Marks obtained, number of students, that is Fi. Okay. So for me to calculate the average, I need to know the exact data. But here, what do I have? 10 to 20 is not the exact data. It is the range of data. To calculate the exact value in the case of continuous frequency distribution, how do I calculate Xi? Xi is nothing but the midpoint of range. So what is the midpoint of range? It is 15. Right. Then for average, I need something called as Xi into Fi, because what does average define? Average is defined as X bar is equal to sigma Xi Fi divided by sigma Fi. Right. So 10 to 20, what is the frequency? 2. Similarly, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Okay, 20 to 30 is how much? 3. Here it is 8, 14, 8, 3, 2. So here the midpoint is how much? 25. 10 will get added to each. 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. So tell me, are you guys clear with the third column? So what do we do for the fourth column? Multiply these values. That will be 30, 75. 35 eighths is how much? 40, 270.
Yes, sir. 2 cents.
14 into 45. 14 into 40 is how much? 560. 14 into 5 is 70. 560 plus 70 is 630. Right. So 8 into 55. 8 into 50 is 400. 8 into 5 is 40. So 440. 3 into 65. 180 plus 15. 195. 75 twos is 150. Can you add and tell me all the data? So 30 plus 75 is 105. 105 plus 270. Okay, we'll add these things. 270 plus 630 is how much? 900. So 900. How much is the total coming to? 1800.
900.
No, it is 1800. So 1800. Here, what is the sum of all the frequencies? 5, 5, 5 plus 8, 13, 13 plus 14, 27, 27 plus 8, 35, 35 plus 5, 40. Is it right? 40 is right. So what will be the mean? X bar is equal to sigma xi fi divided by sigma fi, where I is equal to 1 to n, I is equal to 1 to n. So 1800 divided by 40. So how much is it? 45. So if you observe, for continuous frequency and discrete frequency, the approach is the same, except the fact that in discrete frequency, they would have given you xi, whereas in continuous frequency, what is the additional step you need to do? Take the average of the range that is given. Once you do that, everything else is the same. 45. Now, what will be the next two columns, guys? I need Fi. They're asking the mean deviation about mean. So for mean deviation about mean, xi minus x bar, and I need xi minus x bar into Fi. So what is Fi, guys? 3, 8, 14, 8, 3, 2. What is xi minus x bar? 15 minus 45, that is 30, 25 minus 45. So 10 will get decreased now. 20, 10, 0, 10, 20. That is how you will get. 10, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. I have only 6, sir. So 3, I missed a 2. Yeah. 2, 3, 8, 14, 8, 3, 2. So here I'll have 30. Xi minus x bar into fi, how much is it? 60, 60, 80, 0, 80, 60, 60. So how much is the sum of all these things? 120 plus 80, 200, 200 plus 80, 280, 280 plus 140, 280 plus 120 is 400. So what is the mean deviation with respect to mean? It will be 400 divided by how much? 40. Is it clear? Is it clear or not? Guys, are you there or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The last concept for the day is how to calculate the mean deviation about median. So for a continuous frequency distribution, the median formula is given by this value. It is L plus capital N by 2 minus C divided by F into H, where capital N by 2 represents what? So capital N is what? Capital N is the sum of the frequencies. Small l represents what? It is the lower limit of the corresponding frequency. C stands for the cumulative frequency. F stands for the corresponding frequency of that class into H. See, I will teach this tomorrow. If this is how the class is going to be, a better record and give it. If you guys are
I
not
have
going
a
to,
doubt.
tell me.
What was N there again, sir?
N is the sum of all the frequencies.
C is cumulative frequency, sir.
C is cumulative frequency of the corresponding class. I'll explain that tomorrow.
What is H, sir?
H is the class interval. For example, 0 to 10, H is 10. 10 to 20, H is 10.
The upper limit, sir.
No.
Of the
It's not the upper limit.
okay, sir.
It's
The
the
difference,
it's the
the
range.
range. Okay,
It's the width
understood,
of the
sir.
range.
Understood.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, that concept I'll explain tomorrow. I clearly understand that you have not practiced. So, till tomorrow, I'm giving time. Practice all these problems again and ensure you're thorough with them so that I can continue with the remaining part of the chapter. There are only 4 more problems left out in the exercise. All are based on cumulative frequency. So, what you can do is you can do this problem and 10th one also. So mean deviation about median alone, I will explain tomorrow and we'll end it. Then we can go for the concept of variance and standard deviation. With that, this chapter is over. Okay, so I'll do that tomorrow. The class is not going to be responsive. I'll not teach. I'll better close it and I will record and give you. Wait for